Why would a 5-star, a 4-star skill position player come play here? It's not 1940, 1950 anymore. We need to realize this team has sucked. They've won nothing.
Would you rather be throwing dink and dunks, throw 10 balls in the first half where only 2 of them go over 20 yards? Or would you rather be opening it up, running this offense where you're stretching the field and looking amazing?
Wake up. Wake up. Last skill position player drafted in the first round on the offensive side of the ball. You know what it is, Spencer?
Who?
Braylon Edwards. Spencer, let's get into it. Michigan State doing well on the recruiting trail. 8 4-star recruits.
Yes.
Which leads me to the inevitable conversation about Michigan football. Only 4 4-star recruits at the moment. They've missed out now on 2 5-star quarterbacks. Spencer, let's call it what it is. Michigan's a bigger brand than Michigan State.
Yes, for sure.
They're a more iconic program. They have more history.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan being good is good for college football.
Yeah.
But, here comes the but, they haven't developed. They haven't improved their NIL program. They haven't adopted anything. Again, why is Dante Moore choosing Oregon over Michigan?
Yeah.
It's not because of money only.
No, I think it's part of, Harbaugh was brought in there to be that quarterback whisperer, to be the quarterback guru, and you look what he's done with his highly touted quarterback prospects. If you go from J.J. McCaffrey to Joe Milton, from Dylan McCaffrey, to Joe Milton, and you're bringing in guys like Wilson Spate, like all these other quarterbacks they're bringing in on transfers and starting them instead of trying to develop their young, talented quarterbacks. So I think that is a big reason that a lot of these 5-star guys are like, why would I go to Michigan if I'm going to sit there for 2 years and then end up not playing because he's going to bring in a transfer? So
it goes
tough.
beyond that.
Yeah.
Clemson. Why did Clemson become a powerhouse program? You recall? Dabo Swinney, but why? Why did it work with Dabo? Who did he fall? Who fell into his lap that he recruited?
Was Trevor Lawrence?
Nope.
Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson kickstarted that program.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, yes, got them to a national title game that they lost. But Deshaun Watson is what allowed you to recruit a Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Nick Saban, Mr. Defensive-minded himself, telling you, hey, I can't win with a a limited quarterback. I need a dynamic quarterback. Give me Tua. Give me Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Give me Bryce Young now. This is where the game is going, and I mentioned Dante Moore earlier. Why would he pick Oregon?
Yes.
Well, who's the last Oregon prospect to come out and get drafted in the first round?
Justin Herbert.
Oh, he's a good quarterback.
Pretty good, yeah.
He's a pretty good quarterback. Michigan's quarterback drafted in the first round? Anybody?
Jake Rudock.
And I don't want this to be a clown Michigan segment because, to be honest with you, I'm frustrated for them more than I am clowning them.
Yeah.
Like you won because you're a Michigan State guy, but still, you won the Big Ten.
Yes.
You beat Ohio State.
Yes.
Ohio State has 11 recruits in the top 200 already.
Yeah, you would think if there's any year for Michigan to do what they are supposed to do and be, a top 5 recruiting class, be that powerhouse it'd be this year. Like you said, they beat Ohio State. They won the Big Ten. They made the college football playoff. There are so many things that they can hang their head on that they can push to recruiters, but it's just you don't see it. You don't, like you said, you don't see that transition of offense. It's a new age of college football. It's not just going to be run, and play good defense. You need, obviously, chunk plays. Chunk plays are huge. They've always been huge in college football, and especially nowadays when you have these explosive athletes on the outside, when you're fighting, you look at USC, they paid for $2 million receivers. You look at what Ohio State produces at the receiver position every single year. You need to utilize these guys. Is that called talent? It is called talent, and it's utilizing them. It's utilizing your talent. It's knowing that you can't just run the ball 40 times a game, but you have to throw it deep over the field.
If you're Dante Moore, would you rather be throwing to Alabama wide receivers, Oregon wide receivers, USC wide receivers, Ohio State wide receivers, or would you rather throw to the guys Michigan have?
Even if it's not just the guys they have, because it's the scheme. It's the scheme. Would you rather be throwing dink and dunks, throw 10 balls in the first half where only 2 of them go over 20 yards, or would you rather be opening it up, running this offense where you're stretching the field and looking amazing? And you see how Mel Tucker did that with Michigan State. Peyton Thorne comes in and sets the single-season record for touchdown passes. So it's extremely important. You need somebody like that. You need to. That's what Jim Harbaugh brought those guys in to do. We're bringing in youth. We're bringing in these young coordinators they're going to change the way our offense looks, change the way our team looks, and we haven't seen it. And
Michigan
they all left.
Michigan, you ready? Wake up. Wake up. Your last skill position player drafted in the first round on the offensive side of the ball, you know who it is, Spencer?
Who?
Braylon Edwards. Braylon Edwards is your last skill position player drafted in the first round. What up, Terry? I like
I'm
the
not Spencer
mid-transition.
anymore.
What are we doing here? Braylon Edwards, 2005. The last time you had an offensive skill position player drafted in the first round. Well, Cesar Ruiz was a center. You had a center drafted in the first round. Congrats. Oh, your last quarterback drafted in the first round, 1987. And it was your current coach, Jim Harbaugh.
That's bad.
Terry.
But once again,
18 years. No, excuse me. Yeah, 18 years. It's been 18 years since you've had a skill position player drafted in the first round. 1987, the last time you had a quarterback taken in the first round. Why? Why would a 5-star, a 4-star skill position player come play here over USC, Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Florida, Auburn, Oregon, Stanford? I don't care where. Why would they not play? Why would they not play for any of those other schools and say, I'm coming to Michigan? You had a legacy kid walk out 5-star quarterback. You had a kid in your backyard walk out and go to Oregon. I don't want to hear that. Oh, well, we're going to be good this year. You are. You're Michigan. You should be good. Well, Cade McNamara's the safer option. Stop being safe. Spend money. Implement a solid NIL program. Be bold. Be what you claim you are. Michigan, right? Michigan, it's one of the best, most iconic programs in the country, except at football. It's not 1940, 1950 anymore. We need to realize this team has sucked. They've won nothing. 18 years between the Big Ten championship. You're going to go another 18 playing this kind of football, Terry, recruiting the way they are.
I think saying sucks is a little extreme.
Frustrated.
But the mentality has always been backwards at Michigan. When other teams like Alabama, Auburn, Oklahoma were talking national championships, Michigan was like, oh, let's beat Ohio State and win the Big Ten. That's the mentality. That mentality is still the same today. Maybe winning the Big Ten and beating Ohio State was a detriment to Michigan.
How so?
Because everybody's walking around like, yeah, we're bad mofos. Look at us. We beat Ohio State and went to the college. I think the program got fat. Got fat because that we've arrived. No, you haven't arrived. Yes, you beat Ohio State for the first time in many, many years. You won the Big Ten for the first time in like 19, 20 years. You got to do it again. You have not arrived because Michigan's already a 14.5-point early underdog to Ohio State for next season.
Terry, in your last 18 meetings, you've beaten Ohio State twice. And I'm just going to say this one more time before we go to break. I don't want to be angry. I do want to calm down. But Michigan fans, I'm only going to say this one more time today. Your last first-round pick that was a skill position player on the offensive side of the ball was Braylon Edwards. Motherfucker works here now.
He's an old guy. He got gray in his beard.
He's got gray in his beard. Works at Woodward Sports. You know how long ago that was? You know how long ago it was that he was drafted top of the board in the first round? You haven't had a single offensive player. Your last quarterback drafted in the first round, 1987. Well, C.J. Carr, how dare he not come to Michigan? Well, it's okay. We'll get Dante Moore. Well, Dante Moore left. Now what? The one kid that actually decided he wanted to be here as a 5-star recruit, we're actually having a conversation about, well, maybe he should sit another year. That doesn't happen with Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson, Bryce Young, Tua Tagovailoa, Jalen Hurts. You only sit them if there's a generational player ahead of them. Cade McNamara's not a generational player. Get your act together.
He gave Michigan everything they want.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Well, in theory, what? He just threw the ball every time on a check down? Wow.
But
that's all they needed to do.
That's all they wanted.
2 first-round picks on the defensive side of the ball. Would have been 3 if Ajabo didn't get hurt. They were defensively, they were stacked. They had a pro coach as their defensive coordinator for 1 year who is now gone. You have regressed on defense. You will not have the same production as last year. Yes, your offensive line will be solid. It won't be good enough. And Hassan Haskins is gone. It won't be good enough to run the ball 40, 50 times against Ohio State in Columbus, and you think you're going to put up 40-plus points. It's not going to happen again this year. That's what kills me is you won the Big Ten, and you followed up with nothing. Nothing. You lose. You have nothing.
But they got fat. They got complacent. Michigan.
It's not that they got complacent. The truth
Really?
is they're not adopting NIL, and every 5-star, 4-star recruit out there knows what the deal is. They see JJ McCarthy.
Hammerhead.
They see JJ McCarthy on the bench.
Hey,
and you know what they
Bigfoot,
see?
That is being complacent because we don't have to do what all these other schools do. We don't have to embrace NIL. We're just going to throw the Block M out there, and that's going to get us success. That's being complacent there, bro, Hammer. See, and you're already mad you got spittle all over your beard.